We're going to replace the EGR valve in a 2005 Lincoln LS. It's right here. It has 2 bolts that hold it in, and it's attached to the exhaust, and it has these wires here and 2 here. So we're going to start by pulling these off. They kind of tug off of there. Take out this electrical component. There we go. Now onto the bolts. To make a little room to get to the nut on the exhaust, I'm going to pull this connection off right there, and that'll give just enough room in here to get on that nut and get it loose. There, you can see it. You're going the wrong way.
No.
Up.
Think so?
Yep, I know so. There we go.
Alright, you're right.
And we're moving. Now this is a long, tedious process because the nut doesn't, you don't have a lot of space to maneuver that nut loose, so we'll see. Okay, the nut is loose, and there are 2 screws down under here, 2 bolts down under here that got to be loosened up. Right there is one. You can see the other one over to the right just a little bit. And he's just loosened up to the left. These, when you put them back on, you want them nice and snug, but don't hammer on them. And once those come out, then the EGR valve should be able to slide off the engine part here, and then the exhaust should pull out of there. So those 2 bolts come loose.
Okay.
EGR valve should, oh, there, the gasket fell down in there, but that's okay. And out comes the old EGR valve. And the screw just fell off it. But that's what the old one looks like. And I tried to clean this out by spraying carb cleaner in here and brake cleaner, but the check engine light still kept coming on, reporting this thing as being bad. So now we're going to put the new one in. Here's the new one. It has no rust on it, and it even came with the gasket you need. And the gasket, when you put it on, has the 2 little notches on either side, and you want the notch in the back to face up like this. So when it goes in, it goes just like that with the notch up. If you have it down in the back, that's wrong. It's supposed to be like this. So anyway, we'll get this started, get this put in there with the gasket and held in place with the bolts. Now the key to getting this back on is to get the nut started on to the EGR valve first, and then once that is attached, just enough so that it doesn't fall, then you go through and try to get the 2 bolts back into the bottom of it. And the other trick is trying to get that gasket in there, but using a pair of needle nose pliers makes it not too bad to get one side started, and then you can squish in the other side. Now we're just tightening the bolts back up and the big nut for the exhaust, and then we'll hook it all back up. Okay, so the 2 bolts that hold on the bottom were tightened up, and the top was tightened up. Now I'm going to hook this wire back up that I took off just to get out of the way. This plugs back into the EGR valve, the new one, and these 2 plug back on here. We'll make sure you put these back in the same place. Why? Because that's probably just the right thing to do. And once that's in place, that should be it. And now for the V8 cover. That's replacing the EGR valve on a 2005 Lincoln LS.